Welcome to Games and Names. Tonight, we're diving into the world of women's basketball. Let's explore its history, Olympic journey, and the incredible Egyptian national women's basketball team. We'll highlight key players who have inspired generations with their talent and passion for the game. Join us as we celebrate the Egyptian national team's legacy and the impact they've had on women's basketball. Women's basketball boasts a storied history spanning over a century, tracing its roots back to the late 19th century. From its humble beginnings, women's basketball has emerged as a prominent athletic pursuit, offering female athletes a platform to demonstrate their prowess and compete at elite levels.
Women's basketball is one of the fastest-growing team sports in the world, blending speed, skill, teamwork, and strategy. From its origins in the early 20th century to its status today as a global sport with a full Olympic program and professional leagues, the story of women's basketball reflects not only athletic evolution but also the broader social progress of women in sports. Basketball was invented in 1891 by James Naismith at Springfield College in Massachusetts, USA. Only 1 year later, in 1892, female students at Smith College began playing the sport under the guidance of physical education teacher Senda Berenson Abbott. She modified some rules to make the game more suitable for women at the time, emphasizing teamwork over physical contact. Women's basketball quickly spread to colleges and universities across the United States, becoming one of the first team sports widely played by women. It gave women an opportunity for physical activity and competition at a time when female participation in sports was limited. The earliest women's basketball had 9 players per side and a divided court to reduce physical exertion. There were restrictions on dribbling and defending outside designated zones. Although these rules have since evolved, they were instrumental in establishing the sport in conservative societies of the early 20th century. By the 1920s and 1930s, women's basketball was firmly established in American colleges and was slowly spreading internationally. Schools and women's organizations promoted the sport as part of physical education programs. In Europe, women's basketball began to take hold in countries such as France, Italy, and the Soviet Union. In Asia, Japan and China were among the early adopters. The sport's accessibility, requiring minimal equipment, made it an attractive option for schools and sports clubs worldwide. The first unofficial international women's basketball games were played in the 1930s and 1940s between European teams. After World War II, women's basketball grew rapidly, with several countries forming national federations for the sport. The first FIBA Women's World Championship, now called the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup, was held in 1953 in Chile. 10 teams participated, with the United States winning the gold medal. This marked the beginning of structured global competition for women's basketball. Subsequent tournaments were held every 4 years, mirroring the men's schedule. By the 1970s, women's basketball had become truly global, with strong teams emerging from the United States, Soviet Union, Brazil, Australia, and several European nations. Women's basketball made its Olympic debut at 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal. 6 teams participated: the USA, Soviet Union, Canada, Japan, Czechoslovakia, and Bulgaria. The Soviet Union won the gold medal, the USA silver, and Bulgaria bronze. This was a landmark moment, as it placed women's basketball on the world's most prestigious sporting stage. In the following decades, the number of teams increased, and the level of play rose dramatically. The USA women's team has dominated Olympic basketball since the 1990s, winning nearly every gold medal from 1984 onward, except for 1992. In 1996, National Basketball Association announced the launch of WNBA, Women's National Basketball Association, with the first season in 1997. This provided a professional platform for female athletes, many of whom were stars of the national team. It also inspired other countries to develop professional or semi-professional women's leagues. Women's basketball leagues flourished across Europe, especially in Russia, Spain, Turkey, and France, Asia, notably China, Japan, and South Korea, and South America. Many top players from around the world play in multiple leagues year-round. The future of women's basketball is bright. With growing youth participation, professional leagues across continents, increased media attention, and Olympic exposure, the sport is reaching new heights. More countries are investing in women's programs, and 3x3 basketball has opened fresh opportunities for global competition. FIBA's strategic vision focuses on making basketball the most popular sport for women worldwide, both as participants and as fans. As barriers continue to fall and opportunities expand, women's basketball is poised to achieve levels of popularity and competitiveness once thought unimaginable.
The Egyptian women's basketball team has a strong history of success, winning championships and accolades in regional and international tournaments. They have excelled in competitions like the FIBA Africa Women's Championship, showcasing their skill and teamwork.
Basketball has long been one of Egypt's most energetic team sports, and the story of the Egyptian women's national team is a tale of steady growth, regional competitiveness, social change, and periodic bursts of international visibility. Basketball was introduced to Egypt in the early 20th century through schools, universities, and club sport programs. As with many countries, men's teams initially received most attention and resources, but women's basketball developed in parallel inside schools and in multi-sport clubs in larger cities, Cairo and Alexandria first, then other governorates. By mid-century, organized women's competitions had emerged at both club and school levels, laying the groundwork for national selection. The Egyptian Basketball Federation, EBF, organizes domestic leagues, youth development, and national team selection. Over the decades, the federation has run women's national championships at senior and youth levels, developed coaching courses, and entered Egyptian teams in continental and regional tournaments under FIBA Africa and other regional bodies. The Egyptian Women's Basketball League, the top domestic competition, provides the regular competitive environment that shapes national team stars. Clubs invest to varying degrees. Teams that invest well in coaching and youth systems produce players who advance to the national team. Rivalries among the top clubs fuel public interest and create a high-level environment that fosters talent growth. Domestic cup tournaments, super cups, and inter-club championships in the region have given players extra high-pressure experience that proves valuable internationally. The FIBA AfroBasket Women Tournament is the continent's premier national team competition. Egypt's women's team has been a consistent participant in AfroBasket qualifiers and tournaments. African basketball historically has had dominant programs such as Senegal, Nigeria, Mali, and others. Egypt has competed forcefully at times and used these tournaments to measure and raise standards. Egyptian players have also taken part in multi-sport African games, where women's basketball is contested. These events offer valuable opportunities to face top African opponents and to prepare for world qualification pathways. Egypt regularly competes in Arab regional championships, which include strong teams from North Africa and the Levant. Arab tournaments are important culturally and help maintain rivalry and regional prestige. They also give the team a chance to compete at a high level without always facing the deepest pockets of African basketball. When Egypt participates in Mediterranean or invitational tournaments, the team gets exposure to European and Asian playing styles, useful experience for players aspiring to professional contracts or to elevate the national standard. Competing beyond Africa, in World Cups or the Olympics, is a steep challenge. Qualification requires success in continental competitions and further qualifying windows. Egypt's women's program has sought to close the gap with the global elite by investing in youth, inviting foreign coaches, and arranging international friendlies. regular participation in global events has been limited compared with the most established African programs, but ambitions and occasional qualifications to later rounds of qualifiers show progress. Over time, Egypt has produced players who have become national icons and who influence the game locally and regionally. Recent generations include guards who can create and shoot, as well as interior players providing size and rim protection. A few names commonly associated with Egyptian women's basketball in recent years include national leaders and rising talents who play domestically and abroad. They form the core around which coaches shape tactical systems. Egypt's women's basketball program sits on a platform of strong clubs, an expanding youth base, and increasing international contacts. With focused investment, smart coaching, and strategic international exposure, the team can continue climbing the African ranks and push more often into global qualifying tournaments. The next decade can be formative: better domestic professional structures, more player movement to foreign leagues, and improved sports science can transform good teams into great ones.
Raneem El Ghedawi is a standout player on the Egyptian national basketball team, known for her exceptional skills and contributions to the sport. With her scoring ability, rebounding skills, and defensive prowess, she has led her team to victory multiple times.
Among the many names that have begun to shine brightly in the world of Arab and African basketball, Raneem El Ghedawi stands out as one of the most talented, hardworking, and inspiring figures. She is a central figure in the Egypt women's national basketball team, known for her strong presence under the rim, her skillful rebounding, intelligent play, and leadership qualities. Her journey is a story of determination, perseverance, and love for the game, a journey that began on Egyptian courts and expanded to international arenas, where she made her country proud. Raneem El Ghedawi was born and raised in Egypt, where she discovered basketball at a young age. Like many Egyptian athletes, she grew up playing multiple sports before deciding to dedicate herself fully to basketball. Her early coaches quickly noticed her exceptional height, natural athleticism, and strong court awareness, traits that would shape her into a dominant forward/center. Raneem joined the Egyptian national youth basketball program as a teenager. She represented Egypt in various youth competitions, gaining valuable international experience early on. Her physical presence in the paint and her intelligent positioning made her stand out among her peers. She also competed at the club level in Egypt, where she dominated games in the domestic league. Her rebounding ability, soft shooting touch, and defensive skills made her a key player for her club. Coaches and fans alike recognized that she was destined to play at higher levels. Raneem represented Egypt in various age categories, including the U18 and U20 teams, before earning her place in the senior national team. Her performances at the youth level, especially in FIBA Women's Afrobasket qualifiers, demonstrated that she was ready to lead the senior squad. Once she joined the senior national team, Raneem quickly became one of its leaders. Her performances in African championships showcased her skill and fighting spirit. She stood out not just for her points and rebounds but also for her leadership in high-pressure moments. In Afrobasket competitions, she has consistently been among Egypt's top scorers and rebounders. Her presence inside has been crucial in games against some of Africa's top teams, including Nigeria, Senegal, and Mali. Raneem played a key role in Egypt's strong showings in Afrobasket tournaments and regional championships. She also represented Egypt in the Arab Women's Basketball Championship, helping the team secure important victories. Her name frequently appears in tournament statistics for double-doubles, double figures in both points and rebounds, a testament to her dominance in the paint. Raneem has competed in multiple Afrobasket tournaments, where Egypt faced top-tier African teams. Her individual stats often placed her among the top performers in rebounds and field goal percentage. Even against stronger opponents, she has maintained high efficiency and consistency. Raneem was a core member of the team during 2025 Arab Women's Basketball Championship, held in Cairo. Her rebounding and scoring ability were key factors in Egypt's strong performance. Playing on home soil gave her a chance to inspire younger athletes in the stands, proving that Egyptian women can compete at a high level. Throughout her career, Raneem has earned multiple personal honors, including top rebounder in several national and regional tournaments, MVP honors in club and national games, recognition from the Egyptian Basketball Federation for her leadership role, and star status during her NCAA career at Western Kentucky University. Raneem Eljdoui's journey is the story of a determined Egyptian athlete who rose through the local system, sharpened her skills internationally, and returned to lead her national team with pride. She is a symbol of ambition, resilience, and excellence in Egyptian women's sports. As Egypt continues to invest in its women's basketball program, Raneem's leadership and performance will be central to its future success. She embodies the hope of seeing Egypt compete strongly at Afrobasket, the World Cup, and even the Olympics.
Jannah El Alfi is a prominent figure in Egyptian basketball, known for her exceptional skills and contributions to the national team. With a passion for the sport from a young age, El Alfi rose through the ranks to become a key player for Egypt on the international stage.
Egyptian women's basketball is entering a new era of growth and recognition, and at the heart of this transformation stands a new generation of young, ambitious athletes who are breaking barriers and inspiring change. One of the brightest names leading this movement is Jannah El Alfi, a rising star who has captured both national and international attention with her extraordinary talent, work ethic, and achievements at a young age. Jannah El Alfi was born in Egypt into a family where sports, and particularly basketball, played an important role. Her early exposure to the sport came through both school and local club activities. From a very young age, Jannah displayed exceptional height, agility, and an innate sense of the game. Unlike many children who take time to find their sporting identity, Jannah was drawn to basketball almost immediately and showed a remarkable natural talent. Jannah began playing in Egypt's youth basketball leagues, where she quickly became a standout performer. Competing against older players did not intimidate her, rather, it accelerated her development. She played for Al Ahly SC, one of the most prestigious sports clubs in Egypt, where she received high-level coaching and a competitive environment that helped shape her into an elite player. During her time in the domestic youth system, Jannah's dominance in the paint became evident. She combined her impressive size with mobility, making her a tough matchup for opponents. Her rebounding, shot blocking, and ability to score near the basket made her one of the most feared players in her age category. Her outstanding performances at the club level quickly earned her a spot in the national team setup. Jannah represented Egypt in age group tournaments, including the FIBA U18 Women's African Championship, where she impressed scouts, coaches, and international media with her skill level and basketball IQ. At the youth international level, she consistently ranked among the top performers in scoring and rebounding. Her leadership on the court and ability to deliver in high-pressure moments made her one of Egypt's most valuable players in African competitions. Jannah's national team journey is characterized by playing for Egypt at multiple FIBA African Championships, helping the team achieve strong results against tough opponents like Mali, Senegal, and Nigeria, and earning individual recognition as one of the most talented young players in the tournament. Jannah El Alfi's career took a historic turn when she received an offer to join the University of Connecticut Huskies women's basketball, UConn, one of the most legendary programs in women's college basketball history. UConn is known worldwide for producing some of the greatest women's basketball players ever, and for Jannah to be recruited by such a program was a groundbreaking moment for Egyptian sports. Jannah's move to UConn and her performances in African tournaments attracted attention from basketball analysts and media outlets around the world. Her signing was celebrated as a symbol of the growing globalization of the women's game. FIBA also highlighted her as one of the young African players to watch, praising her size, skill, and potential to impact the game on a larger stage. She has been featured in several interviews and reports emphasizing the significance of her journey. Jannah El Alfi embodies the future of Egyptian women's basketball. Her rise from local youth leagues in Egypt to one of the top college basketball programs in the world is a story of talent, courage, and ambition. She represents a new generation of female athletes who are determined to break through barriers and rewrite the history of sports in their countries. Her journey is still unfolding, but even now, her impact is undeniable. As she continues to grow as a player and leader, she will not only elevate Egyptian basketball internationally but also inspire countless young girls to pick up a ball and dream big.
Nadine Mohammed, a standout in Egyptian basketball, has made a lasting impact with her exceptional skills and accomplishments. Rising through the ranks with passion and dedication, she earned a revered status in the national basketball scene. Nadine's journey to success began early, fueled by her love for the sport.
Women's basketball in Egypt has been steadily growing over the past few decades, but few figures have captured the spotlight and international attention the way Nadine Mohammed has. As a key player on the Egypt women's national basketball team, Nadine has become a symbol of skill, perseverance, and leadership. Her journey from a young girl passionate about basketball to an internationally recognized athlete is a powerful story of dedication, talent, and ambition. Nadine's formal basketball journey began in the domestic leagues, where she represented a top Egyptian club at the youth level. She quickly moved up through age categories, earning spots on junior national teams. Her strong performances in local tournaments drew the attention of coaches at the national level, paving the way for her inclusion in the national team setup. One of her early breakthroughs came in age group African competitions, where she displayed outstanding scoring ability, athleticism, and court vision. She became known for her aggressive attacking style and smart defensive play, which earned her praise from coaches, fans, and analysts alike. What truly elevated Nadine Mohammed's career was her move to play college basketball abroad. She joined the North Carolina A&T Aggies women's basketball in the United States, a program known for its competitiveness and strong player development. Playing college basketball in the U.S. exposed Nadine to a higher level of competition and allowed her to refine her skills against some of the best young athletes in the world. Despite her commitments abroad, Nadine remained a committed member of the Egyptian national team. She returned regularly to represent Egypt in African and Arab competitions. One of her most significant contributions came during the FIBA Women's Afrobasket, the premier women's basketball championship in Africa. Nadine played a pivotal role in helping Egypt achieve competitive standings in the tournament, facing some of the strongest teams on the continent such as Nigeria, Senegal, and Mali. Her ability to score, assist, and defend against elite players made her one of Egypt's most valuable assets on the court. Her performances also shone in the FIBA Women's Afrobasket U18, where she was recognized among the top scorers and most impactful players of the tournament during her youth career. Nadine's growing list of achievements reflects her hard work and talent. Among the most notable are representing Egypt multiple times in Afrobasket tournaments, competing in NCAA Division I basketball with North Carolina A&T, contributing significantly to her team's performances, winning medals with the national team in Arab Championships, where Egypt remains a dominant force, participating in youth and senior African tournaments, and being ranked among the best scorers in several editions. Nadine Mohammed's influence goes beyond her statistics on the court. She represents the growing potential of women's sports in Egypt. Through her dedication, she has shown that Egyptian female athletes can excel internationally, break barriers, and inspire change in sports culture. She actively participates in training camps and community events that encourage young girls to play basketball. Her visibility as a top player is helping reshape perceptions of women's basketball in Egypt, making it a more respected and supported sport. At her current trajectory, Nadine Mohammed is poised to become one of the greatest Egyptian female basketball players of her generation. Her blend of international experience, technical ability, and leadership makes her a cornerstone for Egypt's national team ambitions. Looking ahead, her goals likely include leading Egypt to new heights in FIBA Afrobasket tournaments, helping the team qualify for global tournaments like the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup, inspiring structural investment in women's basketball programs in Egypt, potentially pursuing a professional career in top leagues abroad.
Thank you all for joining us for tonight's episode of Games and Names. We appreciate your support and enthusiasm. Your engagement drives us to create entertaining and informative content. We hope you enjoyed the show and found it both fun and insightful. Thank you for watching, and good night.